Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Adofo, me chiachi amu nyina, me gidi se amu nyina mo ho ye. Se na mo amu hunu, I think say mo ahwe other video no nti. Ya start say ye to aso ne Islamic religion teachings ni biom. So, this is the second episode of the prophecies about the Arabian fetish priests. Arab fo akonfo a ye se o ma prophesy say the coming of Prophet Muhammad no afei na omo na ye discussing other video no mo yaka kire mo like I've told you how prophecies mostly how they often take place in ancient days those days say na ye kan no obi be prophesy say about the coming of obia that means nipa no ne nipa no e the same domain they are in the line and I think say when your problem o person who enu example la obekwa akohwe other video na yeka concerning prophecy na Moses eka about prophet na ye be raise e ama Jew for I was Deuteronomy 18:18 na ye discuss here. So the person always comes within the next coming person that has been prophesied about always come within the terrain or within the domain of the particular group, particular people and all that. So Hindus will prophesy the coming of another guru of Hindu and all those things. So, until I make a point in the previous video, you say, if those Arabians prophesies fetish priests of Arabians, abosonso for more Arabian come about Prophet Muhammad and Eba, and the omone no what check don't forget, we did a topic about Prophet Muhammad in Nananum. Okay, say nani nananum bi eya akonfo okay mugira ayeye ni video a oye okom manat the goddess manat bosom manat no okom or a prophet Muhammad the grandparent like you see so it means he has a or what can he has some connection with them that is why they are able to know that he is coming now if he has connection with them doesn't mean that nejuma any omejuma ese is it that on nejuma any omu the same thing well we will see to that we will see that as you continue to follow this page we will unravel a lot of things for you now we want to discuss as I told you earlier on I said we will talk about two fetish priests who has prophesied about Prophet Muhammad the coming of Prophet Muhammad in Arabian Peninsula. We'll talk about two. So this video is about one of them. Now let's see. The two that we want to talk about are one is known as Satih or Satihu. Satihu. But in Arabic, a letter with a vowel on it. If you end your speech or your pronunciation on a letter that has a vowel, you don't mention that letter clearly. You change the vowel into something, you change that letter that has a vowel into a silent letter. That is why in Quranic recitation, something like Quran chapter 1, you see they say Bismillah Rahman Rahim. It is Rahimi. It is Bismillah Rahman Rahimi, which gives the lower vowel, which attach the lower vowel to the last letter, which is meme, which sound like M. But they say Bismillah Rahman Rahim because that is where the phrase ends. So in Arabic reading, wherever the phrase ends, they have this way of making the letter silent, or they make the letter some kind of consonant. You know, consonant is a silent letter. So they change the letter into silent. There's that in Arabic language, Arabic letters don't have vowels from the letters. The vowels are symbols. The upper one, the lower one, and then the other one. So that is it. Now, Satih is one of these people. This one of the greatest Arabian fetish priests. Arabian fetish priest that has ever lived in Arabian Peninsula. Satih. Now, let's look at the description of this Satihu or Satih guy from this book. This is Asiratul Nabawiyah by Al-Imam Al-Hafiz Ismail ibn Kathir is simply known as Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir is one of the scholars that Islamic community that does not joke with. We are in fasting. This video, we are doing it in fasting. Now, if you go to various mosques of Muslims, they have what they call tafsir. Tafsir simply means Quranic explanation, Quranic commentary, or giving Quranic exegesis. Most of the Malams in Zongo communities giving the Quranic meaning, they use the Quranic commentary of Ibn Kathir, the author of this book. So when we say something from here and we think we are lying, you're gonna have problem with this man, because I believe this man will rise up from his grave and come and slap you. Hey, did I say slap? Sorry. Manui. Well, I don't think you should dispute this guy, because he's one of the strongest person in your religion. He has so many books. So he has something to say about Sateh, like the description of Sateh. He says, Waruwiya and Ibn Abbas. He says, this description about Sateh or Satehu is coming from Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Prophet Muhammad. Now, the author of the book is very strong personality in the Islamic world. And the report which he brought here is coming from the cousin of Prophet Muhammad, Ibn Abbas, one of the greatest personalities of Islam as well. Another call that he said, Lam yakun shay'un min bani Adam yushbihu satihan. He says, nothing about human being, Bani Adam, human being or sons of Adam or children of Adam looks like Satih. Meaning, Satih's life, the fetish priest Satih, or Komfo Satih. Nibi biya ya soronko onti se nipa, onse nipa. So this Satih guy is some kind of freak. He's some kind of freak. Onse nipa or ya soronko. Now let's continue. Innama kana lahman ala wadam. One of the things that makes Satih to be freak. Nyama ema Satih ya soronko a onti se nipa biya nene se. Satih ni hunam nyina ya nam nko a onni dompe. I don't know how you take this story. I don't know whether it is story for the boss. I don't know. But that is what Satih is. Or comfort Satih in Arabian Peninsula. Onni dompe. I'm reading it from here. Go get, if you have it, and your edition and mine is the same, page 247. 247. Satih has no bone. You know, I love movies, I love movies. One of the movies I've taken my time to watch and analyze the movie is Vikings. And this Vikings movie has a whole lot. Even though if you read the story of the Vikings and you watch the movie has exaggerated, some kind of exaggeration in the movie. But the story is almost the same thing about the background of the Vikings. And one of the main character of the movie is Ragnar. Ragnar has so many children. One of his sons is known as Ivar the Boneless. So I think Ivar the Boneless is just like a reincarnation of Satih. No, it's just a joke. Yeah, it's just a joke. So Satih, according to this book of Ibn Kathir, Satih has only flesh or nidompe or enamunkwa, one of the greatest fetish priests of Arabian Peninsula. The reason why we are discussing him is that he has also prophesied the coming of Prophet Muhammad. So let's go. Laysa fihi azmun wala asb. Onni dompe and on me joints. He has no bone, he has no bones, and he has no joints. He has no limbs, like as limbs. He has no bones and he has no limbs. Illa fi rasihi wa aynayhi wa kaffayhi. He has bones in only 3 parts of the body: his head, his eyes, and also his palms. That is what Ibn Kathir is reporting here. Nido owodompe woni timu eni neni eni nensamu pe ahona owo dompe. Wakana yutwa kama yutwa thawbu min rijlayhi ila unqihi. Almost or see yebubono sema yebubo atade ana yebubono. It's funny, like wakana yutwa yebubono kama yutwa thawbu min rijlayhi ila unqihi. Yebubono sana yebubo atade ana yebubono sana yebubo kete efi ni nan edi besi ne kon nti yebubono from the nine ho saa edi besi ne kon na aka ni ti nko a yo walam yakun fi shay'un yataharraku illa lisanuhu. There is nothing in his body that functions unless his tongue. It is only his tongue that functions. Nihuna munu adie bia nye juma ne ketra mape ene ye juma. Waqala gayruhu innahu kana idha ghadiba. And some people said okonfuo satihu idha gadiba se idha ghadiba so ni bufua intafakha wajalasa okuhu ti se balu okuwa na watenase ni bufua na ohu ti se balu na watenase. Enyame na meka story for the boss Ibn Kathir. Nti we na ye description of satihu. Now let's look at how he prophesied the coming of Prophet Muhammad the way they claim. Now, the story of him prophesying the coming of Prophet Muhammad is also here. But I want to read it from Ibn Hisham for a reason. Now, let's go to Asiratu an-Nabawiyya for Ibn Hisham. This one. This has been with us for a long time. You know it. You know, the oldest Sirah. Now, the story of the prophecy of Satih. This is what happened. There is a king in Yemen. One of the Yemenite kings is known as Rabi Abu Nasr. He had a dream. He had a dream that has really tormented him and traumatized him. So he wanted the interpretation of the dream. In Arabian Peninsula, it is the Okonfuos, it is the Bokes, it is the fetish priest that interpret dreams for people. So Rabi Atu bin Nasr had a dream, and the dream is tormenting him, so he wanted to know the meaning of the dream. Now, because he wanted to know the meaning of the dream, he sent for 2 important soothsayers or bokers or fetish priests. Among the 2, one of them is Satih or Satihu. Now, they tried when Rabi Atu bin Nasr told his cabinet that he had a dream, he has a bad dream, he has a dream that has traumatized him. They said, okay, he should narrate the dream for them. The cabinet suggests that he should narrate the dream for them so that they can interpret the dream for him. And he told them that I can narrate the dream for you. If I narrate the dream for you, I'm not sure you can tell me the real meaning of the dream. I would like you to figure out what the dream was and then give interpretation to the dream. Meaning, I want someone that can tell me what my dream was, and the person will interpret it. So whoever can know what my dream was, and this person, I'm fully assured that since the person is able to know what my dream was without telling him what the dream was, will know the interpretation more than any other person. So I can't tell you the dream. If you think you can figure out what the dream was, then I will give you the chance, figure the dream out and interpret it. Now, this story, whoever fixed this story or whoever cooked this story did this as a copyright from the copy from the Bible. Do you know the story of some of these Bible prophets that the kings will have dream and they will let the prophet to narrate the dream before interpreting it? The prophet in the Bible will narrate the dream without the king telling him. You know, there are incidents like that in the Bible. So this is just a copy and paste on. It was copied from the Bible. And this idea of the king or the person not narrating their dreams, and you just the prophet will just, or the soothsayer or the boka will know the dream without him being told and interpreted it. It's a whole thing altogether. It has a whole lot. We are discussing the dream. We are discussing dreams on the spiritual gateway to spirituality. So we'll talk about these things more. We've halted it because I thought I would do something briefly about it and go. But we had a discussion with my producer and I think we should give a lecture. We should give some kind of more explanations about it. So we're going to do that one to as a series. That's why we halted that. So the king said that he wants someone that can narrate the dream without even knowing, without even being told what the dream was. So none of the cabinet is able to do that. So the king sent for two soothsayers, or the king sent for two bokers, or the king sent for two okonfuos. One of them is Satih or Satihu. Now, the subtopic in Ibn Hisham's book, page 74 to 75. This is what Satih got to say. He said, Satih bayna yaday Rabi Abu Nasr. Satih was brought in the presence of Rabi'atu bin Nasr. That is the Yemenite king. Qala Ibn Ishaq. Ibn Ishaq said, Faba'atha ilayhima. And the king sent for the two soothsayers, the two okonfuos, the two bokers. فَقَدِمَ عَلَيْهِ سَتِيهٌ قَبْلَ شِك. The other one is known as Shik, and the other one is known as Satih. So we are talking about Satih now. And then Satih came before Shik. فَقَالَ لَهُ. And the king said to him, إِنِّي قَدْ رَأَيْتُ رُؤْيَا هَالَتِنِي وَفَضِيتُ بِهَا فَأَخْبِرْنِي بِهَا. He says, Inni, indeed, the king speaking, the Yemenite king speaking, I had a dream. Halatini. The dream has traumatized me. Wafazitu biha. And I'm afraid about that. I'm afraid. I fear what the dream will mean. Fa'akhbirni biha. Narrate the dream for me. Fa'innaka in asabtaha asabta tawilaha. If you are able to narrate, if you, Sateh, you are able to narrate the dream without you being told, then I'll be sure that you can interpret the dream. Qala, and Satih said, Afan, I will do that. And then Satih started, Ra'aita humama. Now, listen good. I did a video and I told you that The rhyming, the idea of rhyming in the Quran was taken from the rhyming of the Okonfuos of Arabian Peninsula, the rhyming of the soothsayers, the rhyming of the bokers, of the soothsayers of Mecca. That is where they are the people who rhyme. The poets and the soothsayers or the bokers or the fetish priests, they are the people that speak in rhymes. They rhyme. So Quran picked the style of poets and the soothsayers in terms of rhyming. So you see some of the Quranic verses, because of rhyming, some words will be putting in there which don't even tally with the meaning, but it is there because of the rhyming. When we get to that point, we will explain it. Now, Satiu says, Ra'aita humama. You saw humama. Now, let me read it and see so that you see the rhyme. Ra'aita al-humama. Kharajat min dhulma. Humama. Dhulma. Fawaka'at bi'ardi tahama. Tahama. Fa'akalat minha kullu dhati jumjuma. See, humama. Dhulma. Tahama. Jumjuma. This is how it goes. So, this is what he says. Ra'aita humama. Satiu is telling the king that he saw humama, charcoal. Humama, charcoal. He saw charcoal, plenty charcoal. But the name of charcoal in Arabic is faham. Faham. But when I don't know if some of us have seen how charcoal is made before. You know, charcoal is made in this way. They cover, they set fire on the tree, on the wood, and they cover the wood with sand, plenty sand, and it will be burning inside. That is how charcoal is made. So in that, when they do that with it, when they do the charcoal like that, when they cover the wood with the sand and the wood is burning inside the sand, that is what Arabs call humam or humama. When it is in the sun burning to become charcoal, that is what Arabs call humama. But the charcoal itself that we use at home is called faham in Arabic. Now, he says, he told the king that Sateh, the Boka Sateh, the fetish priest Sateh, the Okonfo Sateh is speaking. He says, you saw humama, you saw charcoal, making of a charcoal. Kharajat min dhulma, and the charcoal came out of a sea. Dhulma is a sea here. Dhulma is a sea. But dhulma is sea storm. It's a storm, sea storm. That is what Arabs call dhulma. So he says, you saw a flaming charcoal inside a sea storm. That is the dream of the king. You saw a flaming charcoal. When you listen to this story carefully and you are Bible oriented, you would notice the relationship between this story and a particular story in the Bible. If you watch this video and you are Bible oriented and you know where you can relate this story in the Bible, please let us see it in the comment section. This is the time of learning. We are telling you these guys are doing copy and paste and you think we are joking. Now, Satiu is telling the Boka Okonfo Sateh is telling the king that you saw a flaming charcoal inside a sea storm. Fawakaat bi'ardi tahma, and it came to fall in an open space of a land. A flaming charcoal from inside a sea storm and came out from the sea storm and fell in on the plain land. That is Tama. Tama from the word Tihama. Tama. فَأَكَلَتْ مِنْهَا كُلُّ ذَاتِ جُمْجُمَةٍ. كُلُّ ذَاتِ جُمْجُمَةٍ. And everything that has a scab has been eaten by that flame, that charcoal flame. When the charcoal flame came out of the sea storm, it fell in on the plain land, and it burnt and ate, burnt everything that has a scar. Everything that has a scar. That is Jumjuma. For Qala Malik. And the king told Sateh, Ma akhtata minha shay'an. You narrated it completely. You didn't make a mistake. You've narrated it completely. You didn't make a mistake. Ya Sateh, oh you Sateh. Fama indaka fi tawiliha. What is the meaning of the dream? Since you are able to narrate the dream without you being told. What to me akadayano yankan chro ntinasi chre anything. Fakala, and Sateh is about to give the meaning of the dream. Now, interpreting this dream is accompanied with the prophecy of the prophet of Muhammad, as the book is claiming. It says, Ahlifu bima bayna al-harrataini min hanash. He says, I swear by whatever is between the snake and the skin of the snake. Latabitanna ardakumul habash. The black race of Abyssinia will attack your country, Yemen. Falayamlikunna ma bayna Abyana ila al-Jurash. And this black race of Abyssinia, Ethiopia, they will attack your country and they will defeat you people, and they will rule from the place they call Abyana to the place they call Jurash. Just like to say, they will rule from the eastern part or the northern part of the country all the way to the southern part of the country. Faqala lahu al-Malik. He explains, this is what he said, that's the meaning of the dream. Faqala lahu al-Malik. And the king said to Okonfo Sateh, Wa abika ya Sateh. Meka o papa, I swear by your father, Sateh. Inna hadha lana laga'idun muj. Sa meaning we, sa daya asichre we a odimaye no laga'idun. Esay akoma moji ena ema ayemshishie. It aches, it makes the heart aches, and it gives fear and panic. The meaning of the dream, the interpretation of the dream. Famata who are caring, the king is now asking, when is that thing gonna happen? The bay edebesi. Our fi zamani haza ambadahu. Ebesia wa mebreso anamechi. Is it gonna take place? This explanation that we've given about the dream, is it gonna happen in my time? So the king asked that this attack and this defeat on Yemen, or is it going to happen in his time? Rabbi Atubun Nasr is asking, is it gonna take place in my time, or is going to take place after I'm gone, after I'm no more? Qala, Sateh answered, La, no. Bal ba'dahu bihin. Debi, it will happen after you with some few decades, and a few days or few months. So Sateh ekatre ohenini say, ebesi ewo nechi, enye ne nkwamu ene ebesi, enu no besi ewo n'ekyi. Akthar min sittina aw sabi'in. Ebesia wɔ n'ekyi. It will happen after him, after he's passed away, maybe 60 to 70 years time, that is gonna happen. This is what Satay said. Actually, he says sittina aw sabi'in. So he didn't mention whether it is 70 months, 60 months, or 70 years or 60 years. But he says sittina sabi'in, 60, 70. That is what Satay said. Yamdina mina sinin. Okay. And then he continued to explain that 60 to 70 years after the demise of the king, that is where it's gonna happen. My producer signal me, meet me in the next video as we complete this part. Thank you.